Alright, introducing the J3 Piper Cub. This plane has just been welcomed into the squadron. I've made some extra stickers. I put J3 on the right wheel flaring and RC on the left, and repaired some of the marks, re-glued the elevators and soldered the ESC to suit. I have a camera on board on the top. With this size model, I really want to stay clear of the pointy end. That's throttled on. Let's put the hatch in. Hatch is in and locked. Let's do a complete full pre-flight. Left aileron, right aileron, and adjust aileron trim. I'm going to sub trim here, and we need to go to aileron, and let's start dialing that in, and let's see it change. It's always good with ailerons to check the inside and the outside where it meets up with the main wing on both sides. I'm happy with that. Left is left, right is right. Up, down. When I'm checking the elevator, I want to look down the length of the elevator and get a bit of a insight. So I think we have some up trim. So again, I'm going to go into sub trim, go to elevator, and dial in down. I don't like planes that lift off too early. I'd rather lift them off the ground myself. Rudder, left rudder, right rudder. And we have too much rudder authority, but let's address the trim first. To the right. Here we go. It's moving the correct direction. That's looking good. Alright, aileron throws I'm happy with. Elevator's a bit much, rudder's a bit much. But for its first flight, I will leave them as is. That was a full throttle test, so let's see. Alright, first flight completed. I just didn't really feel like I had that throttle I need. So I'm going to change the prop from this wooden prop, which I'm sure is great, to something a little bit more punchy. And I think it's the right decision. I mean, climbing up was fine, but I didn't feel like I had a huge amount of thrust to get me out of an issue. And if I stalled on that downwind, that would have been it. So let's take a second and change the prop. I think it's the right thing to do. Okay, well, I can officially say I've now flown a plane with a wooden prop. But that's all that's enough. Now let's bring this into the 21st century with a more modified, slightly cleaner propeller. I don't know whether this is a good change or not, but it's a change nonetheless. We're going to a 12x6 now, so all I need to do is just bore the propeller shaft out to the maximum size, which I'll do now. Alright, now we're cooking. Okay, let's check the battery as well. I know it was only one circuit. We are on 94%. Clear prop. Better climb rate off the bat. That trim really made a difference. Just gonna keep climbing. Keep climbing. Alright, right rudder, bringing it around. Nose down. Keeping that airspeed. Level wings. We're gonna do a flyover. So, let's go, keep climbing. I need a little bit more up trim, of all things. I'm full throttle. More up trim. More up trim. We're just doing circuits round to the right. Lovely. Downwind off, hands off. We're in a dive, requiring more up trim. Let's find one more climbing circuit before I start to do some throttle management. It flies slow. I mean, it is a Cub, so keep that in mind. Bit of right rudder. Okay, let's go dialing the throttle back to about half. And we're barely moving in the sky. We're just sort of finding that pocket into the wind. We've actually stopped. And that's at half throttle. I want to increase the throttle, continue my climb up. Being a new plane, I know that I'm probably going to get around that 5-minute mark, but I need to be cautious of altitude on this Maiden, being a big plane. If the engine quit right now, let's simulate that. Our glide rate is there, but the plane is quite heavy. So you see that that would be my ideal glide rate. I wouldn't really want to push it much more than that. That's into the wind, so away from the wind, the glide rate's going to be seriously suffering. But I would be able to bring it in if I had to. Being a Maiden, I'm going to increase the throttle. I don't think I would have made field on that approach. This would be a really nasty plane to end up in the fence with. So, that being said, I'm going to bug out of here and climb back up. The climb rate could be increased by a slightly larger prop. I know the motor can handle it. It's whether the ESC can handle it. The ESC is 60 amps. I don't know what we're drawing, but what I'm going to do is land it to find out all that information. And here we come. We're going to do a cross strip landing into the wind. We know we barely move forward at half throttle, so I need, but we could hold altitude, so I need about 3/4, dialing it back, flaring it out, throttling down. Ooh. I mean, it's a hell of a plane. Cool. Rounded up into that crosswind there. I mean, as far as Maidens go, these aren't the best conditions. This is the first time I've flown a 2-meter plane. It's under 7 kilos, so I'm allowed to fly it at the club. I've done a proper pre-flight and thorough overview of the plane before I launched it. Changing the prop on the field did make a difference to the climb rate. No offense to the timber top flight propeller, but unfortunately Master Air Screw's new composite 12x6 propeller made a big difference. I will investigate amperage and also run times a little bit further to increase that thrust. If I want this plane to be an absolute beast in the sky, it needs to have a really nice either battery pack underneath the hood that's going to actually allow it to climb as it should and bug out of any issues. But also, this is windy conditions. Things change when you fly in still conditions. That slight challenge that I'm seeing here with the climb rate may not be as apparent on a still day. There's less drag and those sorts of things, so realistically it is flyable right now. It's not totally dialed in, but for bringing an old plane back to life in only a day, I'm really happy with the way that this handled, and I will continue to bring it to the field, and we'll investigate more camera options on the plane once I dial in that climb rate, because I don't want to add too much weight. Interesting. After a 4-minute flight, I have 72%. That is a really efficient setup. So I don't even need an amp tester to know that that prop's too small. We also can do the old school assessment, get everything flying level, and just look at the clearance that we have between the table. That's a pretty significant angle before we'll see a clash. So it's safe to say that the prop's too small, but it is doable.